Hi, welcome back to Talk of the Town. I'm sitting here with JoAnn Hoffman, who is the lead instructor for Madison Scuba. JoAnn, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
This should be a really interesting topic. I'm really excited to hear more about it. You know, we've all seen scuba divers. I mean, we've seen on television, if nowhere else, but a lot of us haven't actually done it. I'm curious to know, what does it take to become a scuba diver?
It only takes 2 weekends, actually.
Wow.
So the first weekend is the classroom and the pool, and then the second weekend are 2 training dives, 2 on each day.
Cool. And you guys offer some snorkeling classes over at
We
Madison
actually do. We find a lot of people enjoy snorkeling, but they aren't always necessarily comfortable in the water. Maybe something has happened to them in the past. So we work with them to make sure that they're comfortable and confident and find out that they can actually have fun in the water.
So snorkeling is more, you would say, more for folks who maybe have had some sort of experience and maybe aren't as comfortable in the water. Is that kind of?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Some people just don't want to go through the whole scuba diving class, or there's an issue there with maybe lungs or something like that where they need to stay on the surface. It's also a little bit less gear intensive, and you can just kind of pack your mask and your fins on your snorkel and you can go just about anywhere.
Yeah, and it's really rewarding, especially if you get out to places where there's a nice barrier reef out in the ocean or something like that.
Definitely.
Yeah, my wife and I did that on our honeymoon, and it was very, very, very nice. What ages do you work with at the Madison Scuba?
We work with ages from 8 all the way up to senior citizens. So ages 8 are the first time that we can put them in scuba gear, and that has to be in a pool, and it's only going to stay in shallow water. Certification starts at age 10, and they go up as a junior open water diver all the way up to, we just recently certified a couple years ago a man who was in his early 70s.
Oh, wow. Wow. So you get all kinds of different age ranges.
We do.
It's very cool.
Yes.
So obviously you've had some experience doing scuba diving and snorkeling. Can you tell us, I'm just curious to know about your experiences. What's the best, most magnificent thing that you've seen?
The thing that I wanted to see the most, and I finally saw it, was probably a hammerhead shark.
Oh, wow.
It was only a brief glimpse. It kind of came within the peripheral vision, and it saw us and then took off, but I actually saw it. And then the other thing, as everybody can relate to, is a clownfish.
Oh, cool.
I saw some clownfish very, very close up in Fiji, including my husband, who's only a snorkeler, was able to see them also. So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, and the clownfish, those are the ones from that's
Nemo's.
Nemo, Finding Nemos.
Finding Nemo.
Yeah, there you go. You guys do some things to kind of help out our lakes here in Madison. Tell us a little bit more about that.
For about 6 years, we've done a cleanup in front of the Monona Terrace in connection with Take a Stake in the Lakes. So Dane County takes care of around the lakes, and they pick up all sorts of things, but we can get it to areas that other people can't. So we dive down in front of the Monona Terrace, and you can't believe the interesting things that we find underwater.
I can imagine. I always see people out there, like, you know, fishing and so forth off of that Monona Terrace, so it kind of makes you wonder sometimes. But I'm just kind of curious. This is just a little thought that I had. How often, I mean, is it pretty regular for people to go scuba diving not in the ocean and just in our lakes, or, you know, maybe go along the Great Lakes or something like that? Is that something that's a fairly common thing for people to do?
It's a fairly common thing to do. In fact, last year we started some trips to Lake Michigan for rec trips, and there's a lot of great wrecks within easy recreational diving limits, 60, 70, 80 feet.
Sure.
In the Milwaukee Harbor. And so a lot of people who have that interest in machinery and history love to do the wrecks, and we have the best wrecks in the Great Lakes.
Yes, awesome. And you guys are kind of gearing up for summer, or starting to gear up for summer. What kinds of events do you have planned for this summer?
We dive every Tuesday night in the local lakes, Mendota, Monona, Devil's Lake kind of thing. And then we have, like I say, excursions to Lake Michigan, things that are within driving distance.
Sure.
And then probably the best one is at the very end of the summer is our pumpkin carving dive at the end of October, which is quite an adventure.
Pumpkin carving dive. Tell me a little bit about that.
You want to make sure you gut your pumpkin before you get in the water, and pumpkins are also very buoyant. They float, which is why we have pumpkin races. So you weight it down, and then you take your knife and underwater, and we're only in maybe 10, 12 feet of water.
So you carve a pumpkin underwater.
Carve a pumpkin
Holy
underwater.
cow. Wow, it sounds like quite a task. But JoAnn Hoffman, thank you so much for joining us today. It was great to have you.
Thank you for enjoying.
JoAnn Hoffman is the lead instructor for Madison Scuba, and that's it for Talk of the Town. And we will see you next time. Take care. Happy holidays.